Hi, everybody. My name is Sean Hannity. I'm a prominent independent journalist, and I know what you're thinking, that I look different than when I do on TV. And, it's the pandemic's taken a toll on all of us, right? Hasn't it? I want to introduce a colleague of mine from Fox News. This is Laura Ingraham. And shit, look what it did to her. She looks really different. She just took a dump. Laura Ingraham took a dump in my house. I want to welcome you to the first and potentially last edition of a little thing that I'm calling Comedy for Shut-ins, which is all of us, right? And I'll be brief because even though we're under lockdown, we're busy, right? Because we know we're about to die and we got stuff to do, right? We got paperwork and cleaning and crying. So I'll get right down to it. I don't want to waste too much of your time. What I want to do is share a few episodes of my experience under the pandemic. For example, I was dating a woman that I met online in January, and it was going great. We were really, really happy together. And then the pandemic came and just snuffed it out pretty much like a candle. And I've been trying to keep it alive. So the other day I sent her a text with some tender words, some terms of endearment. I think that's the technical term. And I ended the message with the words, "I miss you," because I do. I miss her. And this woman's not terribly cell phone oriented, but eventually she got back to me and she sent me, and this is a true story, I'm not making this up, she sent me a link to a news story about a study of the relationship between COVID-19 and diarrhea. I kid you not. Now, this woman has a good sense of humor, but she's not that funny. I went to a restaurant the other day and to get carry-out food, and I said, "Can I use the restroom?" And they said, "Yeah, sure, no problem. But you can't touch anything, not even yourself." So that made for kind of a challenging moment. Hey, how's your 401k doing? Have you had balls to look? I did the other day, and mine is now negative. Right? Now, there's a mutual fund on Wall Street wants a piece of my ass. Even before the pandemic, I was in financial straits, so I had to get a second job. And I work at Trader Joe's, of all places. Everybody loves Trader Joe's, right? And I do too. I love my job there. The only thing is I sort of stand out like a dead body, in the corner. Because, I'm older and everything, and people kind of look at me terrified. And I feel sort of like the white version of Morgan Freeman's character in Shawshank Redemption, right? The older guy gets out of jail, and they give him a job at the grocery store bagging and everything. And by the way, in the industry, in the grocery industry, we don't call it bagging, we call it volumetric weight distribution. So there you learn something. So anyway, at Trader Joe's, one of our new responsibilities with the pandemic is that we sort of offer to sanitize people's hands with a spritzy thing as they come in the store. And the other day I was doing that task, and a guy shows up, sort of a frumpy, well-fed, ill-tempered kind of middle-aged guy, who looked to me like I would imagine Ignatius O'Reilly would, the character in Confederacy of Dunces, right? So anyway, get him cleaned up, and then all of a sudden he turns around, pulls down his pants, and flashes his pimply white ass at me. And I said, "Dude, what the fuck?" And he says, "Well, I thought you're supposed to take my temperature too, and that's the way Mommy still does it." I thought, since you're cultured people, and I'm almost finishing now, so if anybody's still watching, all 16 of my Facebook followers, since you're cultured people, I thought I might share with you a little bit of poetry, a poem I wrote to, for, and about our president, Dr. Cheeto. And for this, for maximum dramatic effect, I'm going to strike a three-quarters profile pose for maximum dramatic effect. And the poem goes kind of like this. Orange doth its hair glare. Below, the soul rings hollow. Our true virus? Trump. It's pretty good. That's pretty deep shit. Huh? In closing, I want to share something positive because of all the horror that we're going through. And it's something beautiful happened in this house starting about 10 days ago, 2 weeks, and it involves Laura Ingraham. I'm going to bring her back here. This bird used to be, I'm taking care of this bird for my boys who are now out of the house, And we always thought he was a dude, right? And I posted this on Facebook. Some of you may know this story. But anyway, we thought he was a dude, right? But 10 days ago, Coco started laying eggs. So it turns out Coco is a lady, right? And I'm going to put her back now. Have you had your medicine, your hydroxychloroquine? Yeah, Laura? Okay. So anyway, it's been quite beautiful because her little instincts this sudden lady, her little instincts kicked in beautifully, and she sort of nests with her eggs and won't leave them. And one day one of them ended up beside her rather than under her, and very skillfully she scooted it right back under her with her beak. It's beautiful to watch. So I feel like a farmer suddenly, like a grandfather, and there's 5 eggs now, so I've got enough for a basketball team. Right, and that's kind of cool when you think about it. No, I mean, a basketball team with little baby cockatiels with their punk rock feathers sticking up and everything. But it's also kind of messed up because they don't have any arms. That was kind of cruel, wasn't it? Okay. Anyway, this was the first edition of Comedy for Shut-ins. I hope you enjoyed it. I got dressed up for it. I'm wearing my Jack Nicklaus sweater. I call this my Golden Bear look. And what else can I say? I hope everyone is well, and thanks for watching. And I'm going to turn this shit off now.